السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Peace be upon you. I'm going to speak about my personal experience on a visit to the shrine of the great Muslim scholar, the great Sufi Saint Sidi Ahmed Tijani. He is known to Muslims around the world and non-Muslims as well. Those who study history and other cultures would know about him. He was born in Algeria and resides. His tomb is in Morocco, in the city of Fes, which is in the northern part of Morocco. So whether the person is someone who adheres to the Tijaniya Sufi order or not, they are aware of this great Muslim teacher. So I'm not speaking about this from a spiritual perspective or anything that has to do with Islam or Sufism or anything related to that. I'm just speaking about my personal experience in this visit, and it's not meant to be a scholarly discussion or anything related to the particulars of faith or the merits of visits or anything of that nature, but just my own personal experience that I'd like to share. So I had to go to the northern part of Morocco, to the city of Fes, which is a very interesting city in terms of its history. It's one of the places that is protected by, or appreciated at least by, UNESCO for its historical significance. And there are a number of important sites to Islam, even to Judaism, maybe even to other religions in that vicinity. And we're speaking about the old Medina, as it's called, the old city prior to the modernization. So you will see it appears like a fort or fortress, or like the type of castle type structures built by Portuguese that you see sometimes in Morocco and other countries. So basically when you enter this area, it's like a huge souk, a marketplace, and there are twists and turns, and you can get lost if you don't know where you're going, but there are people who will guide you. And like anywhere else in the world, when you don't know where you're going, you take precaution, right? So basically, the location for the shrine of Sidi Ahmed Tijani is located next to, or rather in the vicinity of, the historic Quran school at Qarawiyyin, where many great scholars were once residing, and it's still in service, right? So the knowledge continues. The tomb of Sidi Ahmed Tijani, basically it's a building that you step into. It's called the Zawiya Tijaniya, and females should be covering their body in a modest fashion, and you find people inside of different backgrounds, because there could be visitors from anywhere in the world, right? But you will have naturally Moroccan people, even the descendants of the Sheikh would possibly be there, and you also see people from other parts of West Africa, especially from Senegal, and it's an atmosphere of devotion. It's an atmosphere of where you see people seriously, like in some sort of self-reflection or spiritual contemplation and devotion, and there's a good feeling there. It's a good feeling there, mashallah. I've had more than one visit, and they were never lengthy visits, and they were not necessarily consecutive visits, but I could say that each time the road to finding this particular shrine, from the city of Fes to the souk and the visit and afterwards, it's always been a positive encounter, alhamdulillah. And again, this is an individual who was very influential to the spirit of Islam, and still is to this day, affecting people around the world. So it's one of those sacred spaces, it's one of those influential places. And when you see the people's faces that upon arrival to such places, you can appreciate the impact that it's had upon them. And they like also meeting visitors from other countries and other areas, either of Africa or wherever. And I'm happy to know that these people have come there to make this visit. And so I would say that those who are travelers who would like to visit sacred places, those who are seekers of knowledge, those who are just interested in learning about other cultures and how spirituality impacts them, this would be one place you'd like to visit from a historical standpoint. The city of Fes in general has a lot of significance and historical importance to Islam. And those visiting Morocco, definitely that's on the tourist list of attractions, right? So again, I had a very peaceful and beneficial experience visiting the shrine of Sidi Ahmed Tijani radiallahu anhu in Fes in Morocco. So